Hello everybody, I'm just trying out different lighting. I was gonna say it looks great in front of my face, but I think it's probably a fire hazard if I keep it here, right? Or I mean I could learn to focus and not move around so much. Let me see. Here? Here? A minute. Just hold it here. No, maybe not there. Okay, like here. Okay, that's good. But I have like my desk has like a shelf built on it, so we'll see. We'll try things out. Maybe I really will have to focus and not move too much. But welcome everybody. Welcome. Um, Life, a roller coaster as per usual. I was discussing something with Thomas actually recently. Um, about how he sent me this beautiful definition of love and what love actually is. And I think it's important to know that, to really ask ourselves, what do we think love means? Especially when it comes to, for example, things like empathy, right? Like in life, we are told that empathy is so incredibly important. But I want to read something about empathy and the truth about empathy. So let me see. Let me just see if my thing is working first. Let's check. Why are you not telling me that I'm live? Oh, is it working? Is it me? That's not me. Sorry, I'm just checking to see if my connection is good. I still haven't contacted TalkTalk. My connection is good. I still haven't. Okay, good. Okay. Good. Welcome. So yeah, there was something that I wanted to read out about empathy. Okay, let me. Where is it? Okay. The truth about empathy. Hey, Danu. Hi, Ryan. How are you? Thank you, Danu. Welcome. Welcome. I'm living in London, UK. I'm a full. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so you have more empathy towards animals than people. I get that. So today I wanted to discuss love a little bit. That's where I kind of it's coming through me, like what to discuss. But yeah, the importance of knowing what love is and what love means, because love is so important, right? Our relationships are some of the most important things in our lives, and not just our relationship to people, but to ourselves as well. And we want that relationship to be infused with love. But what does love mean? What does love look like? Love looks very different for different people, right? I use this example in my live 2 days ago, where I said that for some people, just give me a second. For some people who grew up in a house where there was a lot of dysfunction, where maybe the parents were arguing a lot, there was a lot of abuse, a lot of cursing, behaviors like that, like unhealthy behaviors, then you may associate love with being abused, being cursed, being mistreated, being abused, being exploited, having to do something for someone, and then only can you feel loved. Hey, good morning, Sagdish. Love is a common thing. Talk about men getting married after 30 plus, what sort of issues they might have. Danu, the thing is, I'm not a 30-plus-year-old man, so I don't know what kind of issues they may have. Maybe you can tell me the kind of issues you may have. But the thing is, Danu, look, in life, right? Like, for example, when clients come to me, okay, because I work as a life coach. So when people come to me, and the issues can be whatever, right? Like, it could be what issues am I gonna have after 30 trying to get married? But the surface level problem isn't the problem. The problems always have very like simple basis for them. So your question about men getting married after 30, what kind of issues might they have? Well, what about if we kind of zoom out of that question and look at life? How does life work? Does life work in the sense of, you know, what, like, the objective world is true, like the world outside of you is true, so what society says and what people say, that's true about 30-year-olds who aren't married yet. Where do you get your information from? What can be your truth? What will you experience in your life? The way that life works is it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. What you believe to be true will be true for you. So me sitting here and telling you that, oh, okay, men over 30 will have this issue, and this issue. And when you believe that, you will see those play out in your life because you believed it. Because what you believe to be true and decide to be true will ultimately be your truth. But yeah, so lest we get lost in the specifics of things, okay? Always bring it back to, who am I? What is the truth? You know? And then things become easier to kind of work out from there. There's a solution for every single issue that you may have in your life from that point. Does that make sense? हाय प्रसंगी, पता नहीं क्यों पर इंडियन पे इंग्लिश एक्सेंट अच्छे नहीं लगते. अच्छा जी, चलो हम अच्छे नहीं लगते, क्या करें. Bransby, work is life. Life is the path of truth. True path. Work is life. Life is the path of truth. True path is a difficult path. I can see why you would say that. I guess it's for some that's the truth, for some that isn't the truth, right? It's like a manifestation of what we believe. Exactly. Hi Vinay, good to see you too. Welcome. You're not even 30, that's a surprise, but you sound much more matured in your tone. It's interesting you say that. Because let's discuss. I'm gonna be 29 soon, actually, so nearly 30. But there's the thing. Okay, so that's a sidetrack. But experience and your understanding of life is the thing that gives you wisdom, right? That's what makes you mature. Maturity comes from wisdom, and wisdom doesn't always come from age. It comes from the different types of experiences you have and the perspective you hold. For example, with myself, I used to love finding people who had been through things. I love that. Like, for example, in a partner, that's something that I would look for. And it sounds weird. Why would I want to find someone who's been through things? You know, do I want someone who's traumatized or whatever? That's not the case. It's because when you have experienced hardship in your life and you have alchemized that, that's something powerful, you know, and that's something that is what you want, because life is going to have obstacles. Okay, we're not gonna judge them and label them and say good or bad. Life has obstacles, but it is about how you can jump over them, right? For example, in the Olympics, you have is it the relay? I don't know, it's one of those races where you have to jump over obstacles. The obstacles are the same for everybody, but everybody has different abilities and like different people that have a different capability of jumping over those obstacles in a graceful way, and the person who does it in the most graceful way wins. Does that make sense? So in life, everybody has obstacles. Your neighbor, your friends, they may be going through very similar things to you, but you just don't know. But they just have a more graceful way of dealing with it because they've learned, they've attuned this they've attuned themselves to that. Maturity age is 26 years. That's funny. What is that, a fact or is that written? Hindi bhi mixed hogi accent ke saath. By the way, where are you from? I'm from England, so I live in England. I've lived in England most of my life, hence the British accent. And but I'm Indian. Shoti bachi ho kya? There's famous dialogue if you know. You're looking different. Oh, really? In what way? Chat badlo. Badlo? Badlo? IG, the obstacles are not the same for everybody. Are you the girl that does ASMR? I am not the girl that does ASMR. Hi, Islam. So, yeah, look, the obstacles, even if they may not seem the same, they're the same type of principle, right? That's what I'm trying to get to. Like I said, every time I have a client and they have an issue, it always comes down to the basics. No matter what kind of issue they have, I can help them see through that, not because I get lost in the specifics. For example, I had a client who came to me, right? And he wanted to further his career in playing the guitar, okay? There is only so much I know about playing a guitar and music. I don't play the guitar. I'm not really into music like that. I'm not a musician. So if we think of it from that perspective, I can't give you coaching or mentoring on how to play the guitar better. All I can do is come back to the basics, and the basics is something that can help. Like I said, who are you? What is your perspective on life? Your habits? All of these things are very basic to every human being, and when we can look at those and start with the simple things, then your whole life transforms. Obstacles are the checkpoints of life to make you better in all aspects. Exactly. Obstacles are, the thing is, I don't want to even label them, okay? Obstacles are what they are. Life is what it is. Life gets to be a roller coaster, and that is a wonderful aspect of life. You wouldn't want to live life if your life consisted of just monotony. Every day was the same, nothing special really happened, you never really pushed yourself out of your comfort zone. I mean, for a lot of people, that's the kind of life they live, right? They live a life where they go to the same job, they meet the same people, they have the same conversations, they listen to the same things, they consume the same type of knowledge, they consume the same type of food. They never really venture out anywhere out of their comfort zone. These people don't grow. Okay? Your brain won't grow. Having a new experience, having a new conversation, like the fact that you are here and we're gonna be having loads of different conversations today, you are helping your brain grow. That's what new experience does. It's like an orgasm for the brain. It's amazing. And that's what you should be doing. That's what keeps you young. That's what keeps you mature. That's what keeps you in tune with life. Life is always flowing. You have to flow with it. It's no, I'm just gonna stop and I'm just gonna sit here. I'm just gonna take a break forever. You know? Hi, Rohit. I'm well, thank you. How are you? He 19 ka ho start this. Okay, nice to know. But yeah, so it is not about what you experience, it is who you are and your perspective on life that affects everything, right? Your belief, the coding in your system that you carry around with you. Hey Verbov, honestly Verbov, I don't know what it is about the word Verbov. I'm gonna have to see what it means, because I'm telling you, Verbov has just been stuck in my brain. I don't know why. I just really like the name. You know what? No, there's no time like the present, right? Let's figure out what that means. What does Verbov mean? Yeah. Oh wow. No wonder. Okay. Its core meanings all are connected to greatness, grandeur, splendor, majesty, wealth, prosperity, abundance. Vaibhav means divine glory, a state of flourishing energy, a prosperous aura. Damn. Love that for you. Yesterday, India won World Cup. Whoa! Yay. I mean, I think that's what Indians like, right? You know Rani Mukherjee, the actress, the Indian actress. I remember her saying, she said, "There's two things Indian people are really passionate about, and that's Bollywood and cricket." I'm not really into these things, but thank you for sharing. Wonderful. Then you will like my friend as well. Maybe I will. I accidentally hopped in here. Would love to come again. Thank you, Siddharth. I mean, it's only just started, but thank you. Hope you keep this energy and mindset till you're old and keep teaching others. Don't hold back. Each one, teach one. Oh, cute. I won't. I won't. It's something that I just love to do. It's my passion. I know I've spoken about human design before, but human design tells you what you're here to do with your energy. So for me, I'm a projector. I'm here to teach. That is my purpose, you know, and that is why I find so much passion in it. So if you're someone who doesn't know like what kind of purpose you have, what would work best for you in your life, human design is an amazing way to kind of try and figure out what that may be for you, because it really changed my outlook on life and it really reaffirmed what I'm meant to be doing. Hey Max, welcome. Alfred, welcome everybody. Dream Kai, did you miss me? I don't miss anyone. I live in the moment. Time for me to see you, Siddharth. Take care. But yes, so love, empathy. Empathy is something that I wanted to touch on. Okay, so what is empathy? Empathy is where you can feel someone else's emotions, right? I hear you. We need more women teaching it. Men always teach what they know, but we need women too. I agree. I think we definitely need more women who are teachers. I mean, for myself, I was thinking about this today. So I was planning, you know, creating a script for a YouTube video, and it's to do with the menstrual cycle, because I was speaking about the menstrual cycle to a guy actually, and he said, you know, you should create a YouTube video on that, because many women don't know this about their menstrual cycle, and there are things that they should know. For example, it's not meant to be painful, right? And then I said, okay, yeah, I'll create that. And then I was thinking, you know, I love listening to sadhus, sons, podcasts, people who are enlightened. But what I find is a lot of them tend to be men. And I love finding teachers who are women, because how a man finds his way to enlightenment, or the way that a man relates to God. I know, of course, you know, gender shouldn't be such a big thing because the soul doesn't really have a gender, but it is important because we are living in this world, right? We are spiritual beings having a human experience, a spiritual human experience, but we are living through this vessel. So I need to work with my biology, right? I can't work against it. I can't listen to a man, like a teacher who's a man, about, oh, you should eat this and you should do this and you should do this, because I don't have the body of a man. Men and women have opposite, like you're the complete opposite of each other. So different things apply. So yeah, for sure, women there need to be more women teachers. I'm sure there will be. My name is Priya. It starts from P. Yeah, well done. Why am I wearing a black thread? I don't know, Vinay. I like it. Had a crystal on it, like a chakra, the chakras, like crystals, like loads of different colors of the chakra system, and then I lost it, and then I just like to wear the black thread. I don't know. I have a thing for like the tribal kind of vibe look. I don't know. Maybe I was like in a tribe in my past life. Maybe. And yeah, well done, Max. Pre-Rani. That's it. How did you guess? How did you guess? I haven't traveled to Switzerland yet. No. But yes, okay. Empathy. this is going to change how you see things, because it definitely changed the way I see things. Because I always share how I grew up as someone who was very codependent. What is codependence? Codependence is relying on something outside of you, um, for validation for your power. So you give your power away. And codependence doesn't always have to be with another person. You can be codependent with a status. I am a member of royalty, I have to do this, or, money, or material possessions, or a person. So people who are related to other people who are addicts, for example, like if your parents were alcoholics, you're naturally going to be a codependent, because naturally you feel responsible for them, right? You feel like a caretaker, and that's what you become. You give away your power to someone else. You do things for someone else. See you, MCL. Thank you for subscribing. You stay blessed also. And thank you. Thank you for welcoming me to Switzerland. Who knows? Maybe I'll be going soon. Priya Rani Hogi Meri Diwani. Achaji, tell me something about colors. Colors. I'm okay. Different colors exude different things. Like, for example, I'm wearing white today, and white is something that like is associated with, I guess, purity and like innocence and being angelic. So if you went to a court, you had like a hearing, wearing white would be you know something that would be favorable. But yeah, okay, let me just get back to the empathy thing, because like I said, it was really really important for me to learn this, okay? The truth about empathy versus awareness. Empathy is the ego in disguise. Empathy, as commonly taught, separates rather than unites, which is crazy, right? Because you think, oh, I can feel what you're feeling. Like, for example, like if a friend came to me and she was crying, I would feel sad. I'm like, oh my god, I feel sad. That's me being empathic towards her, because empathy is like, oh, okay, you feel that, you feel sad, so I'm gonna take those feelings. Sorry, I need to sneeze. Ah, it's not gonna come. You feel sad, then I'm gonna feel sad too, right? Okay, so it says you suffer and I don't. So when you feel empathy for someone, you're like, whoa, there's a separation between me and you. We are no longer one. A duality exists. Because in life, duality doesn't exist. Duality is an illusion of Maya, right? It's a separateness. There's a sense of separateness. We forget that we are one so that we can have different experiences. Because if we were all one, how could we have different experiences? We're all just one. But when we break off into little pieces, we can go and have different experiences. You like my accent? Thank you, AJ Singh. What's my favorite tattoo? Like on my body? Oh god, lots of questions. Okay. My favorite one. I don't really have a favorite one. I like them all. I like this one. It means fearless, if you don't know. What you practice sport? Karate, Krav Maga. Oh, I play badminton. I like playing badminton. Okay, so like I said, duality is an illusion. Duality doesn't actually exist, right? So what happens is when we have empathy, a hierarchy is also created, because it's okay. You know what? Let me draw it out, because I feel like maybe drawing it out will be better. Let's get the whiteboard out. Okay, time to do the whole backward thing again. Okay, so whoops. Oh god. Let me just draw. Okay, 20. Okay. So lesson A. Okay, so 1 2. Okay, so person 1, person 2, okay? Person 1 is feeling sad. So person 2 thinks, oh, I have to feel sad too because I see sadness in person 1. So I now have to embody sadness so that I can be empathic because that's me being a good person. If someone is sad in front of me, then I need to be sad too. I need to recognize their sadness, right? But what happens with this is a duality exists. You are no longer one, you are now two, right? Even though there's an illusion of two, you're one. Because we are all like, say this is an ocean, right? These are the waves of an ocean and this is the rest of the ocean. These are the waves. Yeah, this could be person 1, this could be person 2. But you're all the ocean. You're not just the waves, you're the ocean, right? So a hierarchy is also created where you think that that person is beneath you, that person is sad. Oh, I must pity them. Now I am here and they are here because they are sad. Does that make sense? So you've already gotten rid of a of oneness, which is going away from your true nature, and then you've created a hierarchy. So you're, oh God. You're here, so person 2 is here because this person 1 is sad, right? And then person 1 would be here. I'm sorry, these drawings are like interesting. Does that make sense? So the ego loves empathy. Empathy comes from the ego. It's the ego in disguise. It's not love. We think that it's love, but it's not actually love. It's because the ego loves to be a healer. How many of you like to see people who are suffering and like to want to help them? And feel really sad, like you see someone who's crying, who's just gone through a breakup, and you feel really sad and you're like, I'm gonna save you, I can do this. You know, I used to do this. I used to have this like savior complex. Like I would date people who needed saving so I could try save them, so then I could feel good about myself, because that's what a codependent does. So codependents are more likely to be empathic. Hey Vicky. क्या सही है इतनी knowledge. Beautiful moment. Thank you, Brennan. I'm one person right now. I have to do the cooking. Oh, bless you. And thank you, XYZ. Thank you. We're talking about empathy. Is everybody familiar with empathy? Let me know. What do you think about empathy? What are your experiences with empathy? I know, I mean, I don't want to like categorize into gender, but I know women tend to be very, very empathic. I don't know. I guess men are too. What's up? Just let me know. Empathy. So empathy is different to sympathy, but then I'm thinking, is it really different? Because sympathy is pity, and empathy to some extent is pity too. You know, maybe they're the yeah, copper jug. The copper jug is back. I'm back on my health. Boys are strong physically. It's interesting that you said boys are strong physically and women are strong emotionally, rather than saying men are strong physically. It's true. Men are, of course, stronger physically than women. Some men. And women are strong emotionally. It's because women are more in tune with their emotions, right? Women are like, you, of course, men and women have feminine energy, right? But women tend to have more feminine energy because like they have a womb, they have a creative system, a source of feminine energy within them. So women are more connected to themselves, right? This is like why, for example, in religion, you know, there's a saying where they say that religion was created for men to have a connection with God, because women didn't need that. Women naturally have a connection with God because women are naturally more connected to themselves, to their being, right? And when you're connected, the more connected you are to yourself, the more connected you are to God. Whereas men didn't have that. Women are more connected to life because they give life. Whereas men, like for example, if you look at different career paths that men and women choose, women choose career paths mostly to do with people. Nurses, midwives, working with children, teachers, nursery teachers, right? They tend to be women. Men tend to work with things, engineers, technicians, IT people, right? Mostly men. So women have more of a connection with nature naturally than men do. So it's said that, religion is something to help men. I mean, it also explains why, with the advent of patriarchy, that women are pushed out of religion. Because, okay, if we can agree that women are naturally spiritual, like more in tune with themselves, more in tune with their spirituality, then why is it that they're not revered in religion as much as they should be? I know they are in Hinduism. Hinduism is different, but in other religions, they're not really. I mean, the thing is with any religion, that you have a religion. Okay, let me draw this out because I feel like this is a concept that, like, the idea came to me. I was speaking to someone about Islam, right? And he was saying that, okay, Islam says something and people do something else. But Islam is only alive as an entity through people. If there are no Muslims, there is no Islam. Does that make sense? So Islam, all right. Let me try. Wait. Okay. Islam, or it could be any religion, okay? I'm not just talking about Islam. So Islam, or let's just say religion. I don't want to go into religious, specific religions. Okay. I spell religion right? Yeah. Okay, religion as an entity, okay, that's religion. But religion can only exist if there are human beings. Let me just draw. Religion is only a thing through people, right? Religion can't exist without people. There is no Islam without people. There is no Hinduism without people. There is no Sikhism without people, because it's lived through people. So I know people always say, oh, but what the religion actually says is this, but what people follow is this. And you know why this happens? Osho wrote about this in his book, The True Name. He said, what the people who are the representatives of that particular ideology, of that particular religion. For example, let's say in Sikhism, we have Guru Nanak Ji, right? Guru Nanak Ji said something, and then everybody else took it, and they made it their own, right? How often do we actually listen to what these people who are representatives of that religion, of that idea, of that way of being, how often do we actually listen to them? We just take their ideas, we mold them into our own, and then we live it. And then, of course, we say, oh, going back to the actual religion, it doesn't actually say that. Like, one thing that I love to, think about is, how happy would Jesus be? How happy would Buddha be? How happy would Guru Nanak Ji be? How happy would Prophet Muhammad be if they looked at the world and looked at how their teachings are being lived? Because, like I said, a teaching is lived through people. Otherwise, it's void and null. It's just a teaching. It's not something that's a livable entity, right? I would say men are providers physically and women are providers emotionally. Yeah, I agree. Providers, yeah, like women are here to protect and be the guardians of the spiritual world, whereas men are here to gain mastery over the physical world. That is why it's important for men to be work with their masculine energy, which is like their drive, their ability to get things done, right? I know we recently we have this turning of events where men are saying men want princess treatment or whatever. If we look at the mainstream kind of chat of the rhetoric that goes on. Sorry, there's documents on the floor. Where men are like, why do we have to provide? Why do I have to pay? Why do I have to take why do I have to do these things? Why can't women do them? Women can do them. Feminism, blah blah blah. But feminism itself came from trauma. Okay, feminism is a response to trauma. The older wave of feminism, yes. The new wave of feminism, I guess, unless you're studying it, not many people know about it. But the old wave of feminism came from trauma. It came from women not being able to feel valued. But it was taken very out of context, because what it became was people thought, men now think that women want to be like men. Even women try to emulate being a man, because they say, oh, I can do what a man can do. Of course you can. If you try to lift, like, I don't know, loads of heavy concrete blocks, yeah, maybe you could. Maybe if you trained hard enough, at some point you could carry as much as a man, okay? Maybe you can work as many hours as a man. But is that working with your biology? We can't forget our biology, right? As human beings. Like I said, men and women are the opposite. Biologically, we couldn't be any more different. Why feminism has no religion? Interesting. I don't think feminism needs to have a religion. The only thing that we need to have is equity. Equity is Webber, do you know that you can you time people out? If not, let me know and I'll change your like mod type to a different one. But yeah, you can just time people out if they're doing that. I don't want you to be having to sit there and just delete loads of messages. Simply just time them out for 24 hours. But yeah, so women and men are yin and yang, okay? We have to look. You don't know how to do that. So when you click delete their messages, there should be an option that says put user on timeout. Yeah, and then you should be able to get it. Thank you, I appreciate you. So it is important for us to look at our biology. Look at what we are bringing to the table, okay? Like, obviously this isn't Vinay wants to order it. I'll think about it, Vinay. I'll think about it. Now the idea's in my head, don't worry. But yeah, there was a TikTok of a man saying, "Oh, what do you as a woman bring to the table?" And it's interesting because we've gone towards, oh, a woman should be paying for 50-50, etc. Or you just need to understand that equity is important. Both parties have something different to offer. Women are there and they're in tune with the spiritual world. A woman will give you nourishment. A woman will give you emotional support. A woman will push you like no other. A woman is a vessel for your manifestations. What you pour into her, she will manifest for you. She has a womb, right? A man can't do that. A man can do other things though, right? So it's about taking into consideration the differences and working with them. After seeing you, I remember my physics teacher. Why is that? Was someone asked me my religion when I was small, and I said I'm a feminist. That is so cute. Bahan ag ab sa bahut sikha. Bahan Han ag आज अब से बहुत सीखा धन्यवाद हम कौन होते हैं सिखाने वाले yeah man can only deposit seeds. Hey Jeremy, interesting. Deposit seeds, but see, like, even with a man's seed, a man gives a woman a seed and she makes a baby. You give her a house and she makes it a home. So look, by no means will I ever say that a woman is more important than a man, or a man is more important than a woman, or one is better than the other. There's no such thing as that, okay? Where? In what competition? Life is not a competition, okay? There is no better or worse. We've just gotten so used to thinking in that way. But we can come away from that, because it's not like a natural way to think. If we look at nature, trees provide shade, right? Trees provide shade to human beings. They provide homes to loads of different insects. They provide shade to animals. They don't say to the animals, oh, you don't provide me shade. You're not good enough. I'm better than you. Why can't you do the same thing that I do? Because the insects provide something different. It's a system. Does that make sense? It's like it's an interdependent system. We are very dependent on each other in that way. So with men and women, you're yin and yang. You're the complete opposite, but you make a great, like, you're very complementary to each other. True words. That's why they call the whole cosmos as Shakti, and the entire creation is born by Shakti. Exactly, right? The cosmic womb is birthed through Shakti. Shakti is the power. I mean, I've been learning a lot about Radha, Radharani, and Krishna, right? And they say that Krishna, like Radha, is more important. Some people say, not that I'm trying to compare, that she holds a higher importance than Krishna, because she is the love of Krishna. She makes Krishna who Krishna is. So the feminine, and it's not just women, but the feminine energy, the feminine aspects are very, very important. And I read somewhere that a man doesn't date a woman. A man dates his inner woman in another woman. So I have an inner man in me. And when I date someone, I'm dating that inner man in me. They're being reflected outside of me. So when I heal my relationship with my inner man, with my inner masculine energy, then I can heal my relationship with a partner outside of me. Good to see that you are Indian. Is it? Yeah, it's just it's the vessel I have chosen in this lifetime, Mohammed. Where am I from? I live in England, but I'm Indian, of course. Both a man and women are missing puzzle, and both together they become a complete picture. Exactly. Hey Vijay, how are you? Max has got all the jokes today. But yeah, nobody's more important. We just need to work with our strengths, right? And to be complementary with each other. So we live in a world right now, if we look at the energies, right? Because like I said, most things, literally everything, has an undertone. It is either masculine or feminine in its its properties, okay? So like I said, what is masculine? Masculine is moving energy, right? It's a drive, it's ambition, it's getting from point A to B the quickest, the most efficient way. So competition, cricket. So I mentioned cricket earlier, right? Cricket is very competitive. It's a very masculine sport. It's about competing. It's about winning. It's about doing. It's about getting from point A to B, which is bowl, get loads of points, and then win. Right? That's it. Winning. Feminine. What is feminine? Art. Art is feminine, right? Because art is done for pleasure. Right? There's no point to art if you really think about it. I mean, there's beauty, there's pleasure, and these things aren't masculine, but they're very important, right? Like, for example, our ancestors, right, when they used to live in caves, they could have just lived in caves, and we could have just continued to live with the necessities. But why did we decide to hang up paintings in our homes? Why do I have a beautiful tapestry in my room? Why is beauty important? Because beauty is important. Beauty gives life, it gives dimension to life, it brings pleasure, it brings sweetness into life. So in life, it is important to infuse both masculine and feminine energy. And earlier, right, someone said that, oh, you know, women tend to be more emotionally mature and like emotionally stronger, and men tend to be physically stronger. Well, life is about balance. Men should know how to be emotionally strong. Men are more emotional than women. You know, like there's this whole saying, women are really emotional, women are really emotional. Are we? Are we that emotional? But you're the one getting mad and then like punching the walls and punching a pillow and being rude and being disrespectful and being aggressive. Obviously not everybody, you know, I'm just stereotyping here or like generalizing. But yeah, is anger not an emotion? Is that not being emotional? You got jealous because someone looked at your girlfriend and now you went and beat them up. Someone looked at you weirdly, so you went and stabbed him. Is that not being emotional? Most of the people in prison are there because they got emotional. And most of the people in prison are men, right? So it's incredibly important. Hanji? Oil? Get up. नहीं baby oil तो मेरे को है नहीं. I'll be back. Just give me a second. You're Indian, right? Which country you live in? I live in England. Why? Are you trying to come visit me? So yeah, most of the people you have kind eyes. Thank you. They're mischievous. No, okay. I was gonna say it's misleading. I was just making a joke. I take that back. It just failed. Thank you, So. Being emotionally intelligent is a feminine quality. You have to be in tune with your emotions. You have to be able to observe them. And you know, it makes sense why women are, you could say, more connected to the spiritual realm, because they are connected and they're very embodied, right? So that means when you're embodied, you're present. You have to be in your body. Your attention has to be in here, okay? Let me draw it out. Here. This, let's say, this is you, right? So where's like, and let's say this, I'm gonna say represents attention, okay? So a lot of times we have learned to not be embodied. To be in your body, to be being is a feminine quality, okay? So women, they tend to be more embodied, right? Their attention tends to be more in their body compared to men. Is it? I think it is, yeah. No, actually, I don't know. No, I don't know if that's right. But let's go again. Let's go again. Okay, so what I'm saying is attention. Your attention and your focus needs to be inwards. So I guess, yeah, women are more, because women tend to be more spiritual. So for you to be kind of like, you have to be embodied, essentially, okay? A lot of times, our attention is up here in our brains, right? In these faculties. How can you feel your feelings that are meant to be felt in the body if you're just up here? You're just in your brain. That is why, you know, men find it difficult to express how they feel. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure there's mostly men on this live anyway. So tell me, like, if I'm speaking, like, if I'm incorrect, if I'm getting something wrong. If you have any questions, of course, please ask. There's no such thing as spirituality. Hey, you know, I completely get what you're saying. I get that. Do men with long hair would be considered more spiritual than usual? Well, yeah, I love that you asked this question. So usually they are. You know why? Because hair carries energy. So when you have longer hair, you're keeping your energy with you, right? And the more energy you have, like, I guess it also, like, what do you mean by spiritual? Like, are they more spiritually in tune? Well, if you have more energy, then, like, you're keeping it. Like, for example, if you look at Sards and Sadhus, right? And Sikhs, for example, they keep their hair, right? They have long hair. Like, Sikhs, in Sikhism, you have long hair. You put it, the men put it in a gutti, right? And they have it on their heads here, especially here, having your hair tied here. So a lot of saints and stuff, you'll see them with their hair either like long and tied up, or like here and then covered, because you're protecting your energy. That is why you're not actually meant to cut your hair. It's really spiritual to keep the hair. So yeah, the longer hair you have, that's why men who tend to be more on a spiritual path, they don't cut their hair anymore. They keep it. It's a very Western thing, I guess, I think, to like get rid of your hair and to look more civilized. Like, what is civilization anyway? I think being civilized just means that being further away from your like true nature. Some sadhus don't even bathe. Wow, really? That's interesting. I did not know that. To each their own. Do monks with shaved head have? Oh wow, that's such a really interesting question, Jeremy. I never even thought of that, because they do shave their heads. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure how it works for them, but in general, your hair is an antenna, right? They're antennas. They allow you to be in touch with subtle energies. For example, have you ever noticed that you get goosebumps? Like, when you get goosebumps? Like, when I hear a certain like piece of music, or someone says something, or a certain type of energy, you get goosebumps. And what are goosebumps? It's your hair follicles, right? They stand up. So your hair is like an antenna. You can pick it up. It's like when you can feel that there's like a cold, eerie like energy in the room, your hair picks it up first, right? So your hair is an antenna. So yeah, you said so I think you deleted the message, but you have short hair, but you men who have long hair you like, or something like that, I think. Yeah, I have short hair too at the moment. I've been trying. You oh, you it's so cute, you messaged again. I'm a woman with short hair, lol. Sadly, though, I consider men's with long hair great. Yeah, I think men with long hair, I think it really suits them. Actually, it looks good. I'm a woman with short hair also. I'm growing my hair though, so she says. So I've been saying for years, but no, I will be growing it. Free में शादी नहीं होती. Exactly, Max. Free में शादी में थोड़ी होती है. Yeah, Web is well, not Web, but person impersonating Web is going to marry both of you. Thank you, Web. Sanatan Dharm says never cut your mustache or beard or never grow hair. Sanatan Dharm says never cut your hair, mustache or beard, or never grow hair, mustache or beard. Interesting. Why is that, Vinay? So either don't keep it or keep it and never cut it. It's a pixie cut. Oh, so pixie cut. Okay, love that. Hey, to each their own, right? Look, ultimately, your spirituality, and what do I mean by spirituality? For me, the more spiritual you are, the more connected you are to your true nature. And what is your true nature? I discuss this in pretty much every single live. You are God experiencing itself. Okay? Lest we forget that. So it is about how often you can remember and live from that presence, like just being present in, like increasing how present you can be, or just being present. That is you being connected to God. That is you being spiritual. So it doesn't matter what your hair looks like, or what you like to wear, or whether you have crystals, or whether you have incense. It's about how you feel. Hey, Michael. Hi, it's a muscle, the erector peely muscle wants to stimulate the hair rises. Okay, interesting. Thank you for that. Women's energies are dominated in second chakra. Water dominated, so are driven by emotions, and they are more grounded and embodied also because they have to give birth to their second chakra. It needs to be strong. Wow, so interesting. Thank you. So the sacral chakra. Monks use two options: never grow beard, hair, and mustache, but in sadhu they grow hair, mustache, and beard. Okay, interesting. It's do you believe in aura? If yes, what's the solid proof of it? Okay, the bunch, first of all, solid proof. Like, what would equate to solid proof? Science? Science is far behind. Science is not updated. And the latest news, science is very, like I said, it's very archaic. It's not caught up to the things like the wisdom that ancient theology, like like schools of ideas had. So do I believe in an aura? Yes, I do. I believe people have a particular energy, and there are people who can see it. So it depends how, because an aura is a subtle energy. Okay, that's what I'm kind of gleaning. Like, that's my experience of it. I've not read a book, I've not read up any information. This is just my personal experience. It may be different for everybody, but to me, an aura is an energy, okay? And it's a subtle energy, and not everybody is attuned to subtle energies. When your senses are flooded, which our senses are often, they're very flooded, we aren't aware of subtle energies. So things like thank you, so thank you so much for joining. Hope to see you again soon. You take care. So yeah, when when meditation is important, because it helps us tune in with subtle energies, because we get rid of everything. We we become aware of the emptiness, the silence that resides within us, and then we become really, really sensitive. So an aura is something that can be sensed, and it can be sensed especially by those people who are sensitive to subtle energies. They can even see it, right? I can't see the same thing that you see. Everybody sees differently. So when you ask for evidence, there's not evidence I can give you, because everybody's like suggestion of like everybody's experience is different. Hey, you're not Buddha. Okay. Oh, well, technically I am, because there is only oneness, and Buddha and I are one. You and I are one. Does that make sense? So yeah, I believe auras exist. I believe you can sense people's energies. Like, I can usually sense, like, if there's like a darkness to someone's energy, you can see if it's light. You can see, like, for example, someone's aura who's bright, they won't have that darkness around them. They have a clear energy field around them. And I saw this thing, it said that to strengthen your aura is you can, it's strengthened by how much love you show yourself, and like how much you take care of yourself. Okay. When are you gonna come to India, Priya? I don't know, maybe next year. Do you have a dot on something on your head? Yes, I do. Because monks think growing beard, mustache is ego. Oh wow, okay. Sadhus think growing hair, mustache, and beard are good gifts. That's why they don't cut. That's so interesting. Being in the lap of nature. Oh, AJ, I love that. Thank you for the conversation. It's not duty, it's a symbol of love, culture, and beauty. Yeah, thank you, Max. The bindi. It's called a bindi. It makes you aware of your third eye. It protects you from negative energy. We are all same energy in different form. Exactly. So when he said, "Oh, you're not Buddha," technically I am. Which sounds not treason. What's that word? Let me do my seat low actually because I'm leaning. I don't know why I haven't said that. Ugh. Okay, great. You know what? Over time, meditating, we start getting control of involuntary body action. Like these ones in my experience, I can control them. So aura, prana, all that stuff is real. Exactly. Wow, Weber, that's so cool. Weber, how long have you been on this like meditative journey? So interesting. I'm gonna have to, if you're open to it, I would love to have you like do a call maybe. That would be cool, you know, and I can ask you questions and you can share your knowledge. Yes, you you're so beautiful, I call it. Thank you, just a tree. May I know how old? This vessel, apparently on paper, she's gonna be 29 soon. But I identify physically as a 20-year-old. This vessel does identify as Indian, yes. Yes. So yeah, your aura. I mean, you know, recently, like the more I kind of stopped doing certain things like drinking, smoking, partying, watching certain things like watching horror movies or watching violent movies or things like that. Like I had a complete lifestyle change. It meant that, you know, I found that people a lot nowadays, they always comment on my aura, and I feel like that definitely has something to do with it. You know, it's about having a clean vessel, having a clean energy field. When you're drinking, first of all, drinking is, it's a spirit. Alcohol in Arabic, right? A spirit. So it's a spirit coming in you. It's not actually you anymore. So you're allowing a spirit to embody you. That can never be good for you, right? Just loads of things. It affects you. Can I see your tattoos? No. No, not today. If they're on show, they're on show, right? Okay, like you can kind of see this one, but that's it. I can't be bothered to show them. I love you. Thank you. Udas Insan. Why are you Udas? That's a interesting way to identify. I wonder what kind of effect that has on your life. The Walking Dead Rick is coming back, guys. My sisters used to watch The Walking Dead. I watched a little bit. It was interesting, but I don't know. I can't watch things that are very emotionally intense, you know, because what does that dot mean in Indian? What that dot means in Indian? That dot means, it's called a bindi. So a bindi is there. It's like a cultural beauty, spiritual kind of origin in Indian culture. It represents the third eye, right? So the third eye chakra that is here. It protects you from negative energy. Has your aura changed during this process, and has your personality changed with it? Thank you, Michael. You know, Michael, people never used to say, it make comments about my aura before, and now they do. So I would say, yeah, for sure. Like I get different comments. My personality, yeah, I would say so. Like I have a twin sister, right? So my twin sister and I were very similar. Like we used to do the same things. You know, we used to have the same sort of temperament. We used to like the same things. But then when I came on my journey, I walked a different path. I stopped doing the things that I used to do that used to be similar to her, and it was weird for her because obviously we've been so similar our whole lives. We always had different ways to connect because we would do the same thing, right? And then now, because I do different things now, I don't really do the things that I used to do, and she continues to do that. So I asked her, I said, oh, like, do you think I've changed? Like, how would you describe me? And she was like, yeah, you changed a lot. You've become serious, mature, strict. And that's her perspective on it because of what I do now. Because maybe, you know, she associates like I don't like drinking and things like that as fun, and I don't do that, so maybe I appear as like an old adult strict individual, but I'm happy with who I am. So yeah, my personality has definitely changed. And the thing is, change is bound to occur, right, Michael? When you change your habits, your habits form who you are, essentially. um they make you, they shape your life, and when they change, everything changes. um No, you may not. There are walkers in there. Have you tried what? Yeah, Jav Guru. I'm not sure what that is. What is that, Rahul? Let's Google it. Jav Guru. Sorry, I have a candle on, so I'm just checking if okay, so the guru of a life's journey, GAV. Could you go into it? I'm not sure what Jav Guru means. Yeah, no, you're gonna have to. ChatGPT doesn't know either. Coral. I don't know who Coral is. But yeah, as soon as you change your habits, your life, the kind of people that come into your life, the things that you experience, everything just changes. You know, the thought that I've been having recently is the more I tune in with the witness, the observer, the more I realize how healing being the witness is. And I think I've spoken about this before, about how, with Western spirituality, you go through this whole like psychological loops of, oh, I need to work with my shadow, I need to work with my traumas. But when you just identify as a witness, you're just like, I'm not even any of these things. Why am I gonna be in the story and try change the story when I can just step out the story and know that I'm the observer of the story? Wow, thank you. Your twin sister of all people should know exactly when something of you changes. Exactly. And yeah, there were loads of words she said. Religious, strict, mature. I think she said boring, maybe? I don't know. Was that one of them? Maybe. I'll take it. Don't search any guru. Okay. Bindi is for stimulating third eye, like Priya said. For ladies, it was specially recommended because they're second chakra dominated and emotional, so people dominant. Wow, Vaibhav. Love that. That's amazing. Drop all baggage. Have no personality? Oh, are you referring to what I just referred to, as in like the whole, just identify with the witness and just don't like go beyond the fact that you even have this personal story, this vessel, this avatar? It's really interesting because I was at the Gurdwara today and they were talking about Guru Nanak Ji and how it's Guru Nanak Ji's birthday on Wednesday, and how he used the word avatar. Like he said, Wednesday is the day that commemorates the day that Guru Nanak Ji chose to come through his avatar, as in like avatar, right? Avatar, and like how similar that sounds. But I think that's a wonderful way of looking at it, and I think this is something that I was trying to explain in my live the other day about we look too closely at our lives. You are looking way too deeply into your likes, into your dislikes, into your story, into your traumas, into your shadows. Zoom out. Zoom out. Like, this is you. Zoom out. Look here. Okay, look at as the witness. You are not this story that you are playing out. I'm not Priya. So when you all ask me, how old are you? Are you Indian? Do you like this? Do you like this? Are you like this? Are you like, where do you live? Why do you have this accent? It's this vessel, guys. It's not actually Like who I identify as consciousness, as God. So when you ask me, oh, are you Indian, are you this, that's not really who I am. That's who I'm deciding, like the character I'm playing in this lifetime, but that's not really who I am. Does that make sense? You deserve more subscribers. Thank you, TJ. I'm sure I'll get there. Hi, I'm a student. But yeah, the more I identify as that, like the more I stick with that identity of I am the observer, I'm the witness, you know, I am consciousness, I am God witnessing herself, then these stories drop by. Like when I have thoughts, I don't sit with those thoughts and think, oh my god, Priya, how could you have that thought? Oh my god, Priya, how could you have this thought? Oh my god, Priya, how could you have this thought? I'm just like the watcher of the thoughts. What's your choice of weapon if you find yourself in a zombie apocalypse? My consciousness. I'll just you probably just, I was gonna say you probably get annoyed at my answers, but then I guess I'm just manifesting that. In fact, I think you'll be rather fascinated, and you'll see that it's you know, showing that I have integrity in what I teach. My choice of weapon would be my belief system. I would believe that they cannot touch me. Nothing can happen to me. I'm always safe. I don't even have to do anything. I just surrender to life and that God protects me. That's my greatest weapon, God's protection. Hey, this all makes sense, but is there anything you read about after death or the soul, the meaningless? Welcome, Prashant. Look, death is just rebirth. Death is not absolute. There is something after death, okay? The soul is an expression of God, right? It's a wave. Let's draw the wave, guys. Let's draw the wave. Some philosopher says women is a universe of secret. Is it true? Women is a universe. The secret of the universe? Women? The feminine is the secret of the universe. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah. Okay, these are waves, okay? This is the ocean. Okay. Ocean? So all of it's ocean, right? Oh shit, this is. Okay, look, waves. We are waves. God is the ocean. Are waves separate from the ocean? They're not. They're just the ocean. There's an illusion of separateness, but it's still the ocean. It's just an illusion. You know? So when you talk about death, yeah, death just looks like the wave not being a wave anymore and just going back to being the ocean, which it always was anyway. I hope that explains that. Thanks, Priya, but how do we know God is there? Is that all because we were told by someone, right? No, Prashant, you know, I really appreciate that you're asking these questions. I love that you're asking them. How do we know God is there? You know, let me ask you, what do you think God is? Do you think God is a white man? Or a man in the sky? Does he have human qualities? Is he a he? Does he get angry? Does he get sad? What is God? When we can define certain things, then we can kind of go into the specifics of it. Then you can know how you know that God exists, right? But for example, okay, I'll give you time to answer that. You answer that, and then we can like go into depth in with that. Okay, I can kind of come in how I understand the presence of God in my life and what that has done for me, like, and how that has changed my life. Because look, Hi, Glowing Phoenix. I'm blessed and highly favored. How are you? Knowing God, connecting with God is the most important thing you can do in this life. Nothing is more important. Your happiness, the source of fulfillment, bliss, peace, abundance, success is to know God. That's it. Nothing outside of you will bring you more joy, more peace, more bliss than knowing God inside of you. Knowing and experiencing God and feeling God. My dear Max 5 and TJ, I know you're high energy, but let's take some meaningful. Yeah, thank you, Bubba. God is everywhere. God is in you. If I meet you, I'll do namaste to God inside of you. Wow. See, yeah, AJ, absolutely correct. You know, I saw something. So my mom loves, like, she's super, you know, spiritual. She's very in tune with these things. So she loves to watch videos of sadhs and people who've done a lot of bhakti. And you know the true bhagats. So you know where you have gurus, right? You go to a guru and then you bow down in front of them and they're like, and they're sitting there and they don't do anything. I don't know, like, how much I trust them compared to if I go to you and I see that you're an enlightened being and I bow down in reverence to you and you bow down in reverence to me. Because you see that I am you. You bow down to the divine in me because the divine exists in me. So when we have gurus who put themselves here, you know, and you're here and they're happy with you, like there's a hierarchy that begins to exist. Well, that is away from God. That couldn't be further away from what God is. God is oneness. God, there is no hierarchy when it comes to God. So yeah, she was watching, you know, there's this really enlightened soul, and he's the most humble, egoless, in like loving individual, and these people would go to him and they would give him resources, right? Hey Keshav, namaskar. Hey Thomas, welcome. Mono, my Instagram ID is Scorpio Sage 8, so it's the same as my YouTube. But yeah, let me just finish the story. So yeah, my mom was watching a video of this really enlightened being, right? And when you look at him, you're like, what? He's enlightened, but he looks like, God forgive me, but you know, like what people would say, like a mess, or you don't look like you know God, like maybe that wouldn't look like that person. But this man, like when people would come to him to give him like to bow down in reverence to him and give him resources, he would bow down in reverence to them. Because he understands the truth. The divine exists in all of us. How was my Diwali? My Diwali was, I honestly didn't celebrate it that much. I was working this event, so I didn't really get to I did I did see fireworks and those were fun, and I spent a little bit of time with my family, but I was just so tired. So I didn't get to go to the Gurdwara or anything. But it's okay. In my life, every day is Diwali, you know? Every day can be a celebration. Every moment is a celebration that we're alive, so I haven't missed out on anything. Yes, the guru and the non-guru are only separated by the wrong ideas of the non-guru. Exactly, right, Thomas? The guru and the non-guru are exactly the same. We are all one. The moment the distinction between the two becomes really big, you've lost all idea and sense of what God really is. Oneness. 28th Scorpio, yeah. Welcome, fellow Scorpio. I will send you a message reply. I'll think about it, Mono. I'll think about it. Okay, but what if Thor does not? Where are you from? England, Max. She's don't believe. Wait, why am I trying to deceive you with what, Phoenix? What am I deceiving you with? I know you reply to me, you don't reply. You're not a good girl. Hey, I'm not a good girl. I don't identify as a good girl. God isn't real. Oh, is that what you're saying? God isn't real. Oh, glowing Phoenix. Why do you say that? Why do you feel that? And how do you feel on a normal basis? You know, I think that's something that really intrigues me, because look, obviously I grew up in a household where it was religious, okay? Like there was kind of I'm depressed. See, this is the thing that I'm gonna get onto. Phoenix, glowing Phoenix, thank you for sharing that with me, you know, and having the courage to share that and voice those questions, because before I had a relationship with God, right, aka myself, I was lost, I was depressed, I was anxious. So that's why I asked you, how are you? You don't believe in God, because I guess what I'm trying to say is that the strongly you are in connection with God, the better your well-being. You know what I said? I said that knowing God, experiencing God, connecting with God every day is the source of all happiness. It is the source of all joy and all bliss. There is nothing more important in your life than knowing God, than experiencing God. And do you find space stars planet fascinating? Of course, I love them. I am pretty sure that in my lifetime I'm going to be able to explore space. I mean, I could anyway. First of all, I am space. Second of all, I could explore it right now if I wanted to through astral projection. I guess I just sometimes I don't want to say sentences because I feel like sentences will confuse people because maybe they don't get where I'm talking from. But yeah, I do find space and stars and planets very fascinating. I love aliens, and I know that I'll travel, maybe my physical body, but definitely my consciousness then. If God really exists, what's his job? That's funny. God is everything. God is everywhere. God, jobs are for human beings, okay? Jobs are things human beings created. And I'm a November Scorpio. You still are. Hey, V8. I'm sorry this happened to you. So is God a personality? No, God is hey, so you think everything happens for a reason, like healing depression? Oh, yes, Prashant, I used to be depressed. Which God do you pray to? I just pray to God. There's only one God, Gishav. But I get it. There's a different way. Like there's a different path that we can take, right? Like it's whatever is good for you is good. Like if you are pulled towards Islam and God through that way, great for you. If you Hinduism, one of the gods from Hinduism really calls to you, that's great for you. God is the same. It is the bhavna that you have. It's your shraddha, it's your devotion that is the most important thing. It's how you feel. That's the most important thing. If you can be devoted to anything. Like for example, Rumi and Bulleh Shahji, right? In Sufism, they were devoted to their guru. They saw God in their guru, and they attained God because they treated their gurus like God, and they experienced pure devotion and surrender to them. So if you had a lover, like for example, what's not Laila Majnu? Yeah, Laila Majnu. Like the story of in India, you know, in Indian Laila Majnu. Like Laila is the soul bride, and Majnu is God, right? The beloved, and it's about a meeting of them two. And it's like you have to die, like the ego has to die for you to attain and have a relationship with God. It's like a metaphor for that. It's like an analogy for that. How can you say God is present everywhere and what proof do you have? Okay, so glowing phoenix. No, I'm following my own. No, glowing phoenix. I'm really glad that you're asking these questions. You know, MS student doesn't believe in a God either. Okay, so what is God to you? Is God a human being, or does God have human-like qualities? Is God a man in the sky for you? Because God is not like that. God is beyond our understanding. To know God, you have to go beyond the mind, glowing phoenix. And a lot of people can't go beyond the mind. Did you know that something beyond the mind and the body exists? that you're not yeah, God is nothing. Exactly, you're right. God is nothingness, but everything at the same time. And I don't believe, in my opinion, I don't believe you can change it. Well, see, Glowing Phoenix, if that's the case, I think why ask the question, right? Sometimes, or why engage in something. Like, I get it why you're doing it, right? But we have to be open, right? In life, we have to have openness. And when we ask a question or we get into like a conversation, like you asked a question, and I feel like there's a part of you that wants to know, that knows that there's something more that exists in life, that I feel like part of you knows that God exists. That's why you're asking these questions. But yeah, if you're not open to kind of being transformed, then what's the point? You know? It's just narcissism when you think that you know everything and you're not willing to change your opinion or take it into consideration. It's being very close-minded. And I say that respectfully, and I like to say the truth, you know. That's something that will the truth is important. So yeah, ask yourself, am I being open-minded? And you need the proof. The thing is, that's why knowing God and having a relationship with God isn't for everybody, because you really have to have that level of devotion and be willing to see God. Are you open enough to see God? And science isn't everything. I mean, okay, if you think science is everything, research into quantum physics. Look into quantum physics. I see you believe that God is everything and everywhere, but where is the proof? You'll find the proof yourself. I have nothing to prove. There's no point in me proving it anyway, because like Max said, it doesn't really, it's not gonna make a difference, right? Do you not see that when she says God is everywhere and everything, it includes you? You are a suffering God right now at Glowing. Wow, yeah. Of course, science is literally everything. Can someone give me proof? I'm an astrophysicist. No one can give you proof. I mean, like I said, are you open to it? Because when we are set, when we only listen to make things fit our understanding, when we listen, we're meant to be open, right? We're meant to be open to being transformed, to change. When we only listen because we want someone to reaffirm what we already know, that's not listening. So I can't give you the proof, because you'll come back and you'll say that's not okay. Like, for example, if I gave you personal stories from my life about how God exists or whatever, you might be like, oh, but that's just you. Oh, but that could be this, it could be this, it could be this, it could be this. Because maybe you're just set on disproving God. It's self-evident. When you sit in silence, you will find it. Like, eyes see everything, but eyes can't see itself. When you sit, you will find it as yourself. Exactly. Whatever you say is irrelevant to my statement. Okay, Prashant, let me just see your... well, you might say healing is good then. Healing in what sense, Prashant? I mean, of course, healing is wonderful, right? But I don't want to... I think there's a thing where we can get too lost in, like, I need to heal, because maybe there was something never broken. Because who are you healing? You're healing the personal story. You're healing Prashant. You're not healing consciousness, and consciousness is who you are. See, whatever you say is irrelevant to my statement. See, Glowing Phoenix, what's the point of even, like, good people go to heaven and bad ones go to hell? What if after death nothing would happen? Bad people will get away easily even after doing sins and violating human rights. Keshav, heaven and hell exist right now. You're living in them. Two people can live in the same house, and one can be experiencing heaven and the other hell. But they're living in the same house. But their outlook on life is different. Their life looks the same. but their outlook on life is different. So it is your perspective that creates heaven or hell. There is nothing outside of you. There is nothing else that exists other than now. Only now, only this moment right here exists. Yeah, AJ, exactly. We can't see air, but doesn't mean it doesn't exist, right? We can't see Wi-Fi, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. We can't see microwaves and X-rays and nuclear energy, but that exists. While people have died, yet reality continues. After all, you are good. Thanks, Shabunko. I think cure for depression and addiction is only and only connection. After death and no God. Okay, nowadays people die multiple times before death. Exactly. I mean, some people walk around and they're already dead, right? Like your soul is like already dead. Like they're soulless. I mean, it's interesting that Glowing Phoenix that you said you're depressed. And that in tandem with the fact that you don't believe in God is interesting to me. If consciousness is a watcher, life is a movie and mind is real, which stores memories watched by consciousness. I believe in this and this only. The bunch, I love that. It's true. Consciousness is a watcher. You know, it's not even a watcher because there is nothing, there is no one watching. There is only watching. Like, I was doing a meditation, okay? And the person guiding the meditation said, okay, listen. I want you to listen to everything. Maybe we can all do this together, okay? Just quiet down. I'm sure you're not talking at the screen. But just maybe take a few breaths, okay? And just tune in to the sounds you can hear. Don't block any of them out. Now, look for the one who's listening. Who's listening inside of you? Where is this listening coming from? Where's this listener? And what you'll realize is that you can't find the listener because only listening exists. There is no listener. There is only listening. There is only watching. There's only observing. There is no observer. So, I mean, to be honest, Glowing Phoenix is onto something because God is nothing. He's correct. He just doesn't, he just has a different way of looking at it. What is death? Death is just rebirth. Do I know Jiddu Krishnamurti? I have heard of Krishnamurti. I haven't really looked too much into him though. Helen, heaven or instant, the sinner never gets away because they harm their state. Exactly. Can someone please provide me with the proof that God exists? Death is separation, which can be physical, spiritual, eternal. That's a really good question, Thomas. What would Glowing Phoenix accept as proof? What will do? Will someone's like life experience give you proof? Do you need an experiment to show you proof? Like what are you willing to accept? Thank you, Monster King. After that, the next comment, which is much tear response, how people die multiple times. Try dying, come back and tell us everyone goes right over. It's TJ called me. Exactly, you know. The scriptures that prove God exists, Romans, Isaiah. I love that. Edith coming out with scriptures, love it. Hi, Glad Shy. Welcome. We are discussing God and how we can prove that God exists. It's believing in something without evidence of virtue or weakness. It's faith. It's faith. Look, because we don't need to see it to believe it. We need to believe it. When we believe it, we see it. Glowing Phoenix believes there is no God. Therefore, no matter what presents, what proof anybody gives you, you will never believe in a God, because you will never see a God or any proof of God, because you already believe that God doesn't exist. The moment you change your belief for a day that God exists, you will see God. So no one can come on here and then give you any proof, because you will never ever see it, because you have to believe it to see it. You don't see it to believe it. It doesn't work that way. You have to understand how life works. You have to understand who you are. And you're not glowing consciousness, okay? You're more than that. What can I do? If we watch anger, are we anger? We are not so. I think consciousness is also... Exactly, Dipanj. We are not anger. We can watch anger. We are not our thoughts. We can watch our thoughts. We are not our body. We can watch our body. We are not our mind. We can watch our mind. I personally feel that the natural laws are an expression of God. The forces that hold atoms together and allow for biochemical interactions are God. Everything is God, you know? Did we just come up from Swampu, or is there some sort of divine order? Exactly. There is nothing but God. There is nothing but God. God is everything. God is in every molecule. God is in every seed. God is in every grain. God is in every star. And to know God, to experience God, to understand God, is the source of all joy. I will continue to say that. As in, like, knowing God and having a connection with God in my life has changed everything. I used to be like Glowing Phoenix. I used to be depressed and anxious and suffering until I understood. And because you know what it is? To know God, you have to go beyond the mind. And a lot of people can't do that. Like, for example, Glowing Phoenix, he needs proof, right? That's the mind. Rather than getting in touch with that which exists beyond the mind. What's your practical and logical reason for the difference between strong faith and delusion? What's your practical and logical reason for the difference between strong faith and delusion? The thing is, Keshav, everything works on an individual basis. We are gods in our own lives. I'm the God in my life. You have no power, all of you, in my life. I'm the only creator in my life. There is only ever one creator. And in my life, that's me. In your life, that's you. People outside of you don't have their own lives. You know, when you go, well, let's say you're at home and a friend comes to visit you, your friend leaves. Your friend ceases to exist now. Your friend does not have a life outside. Because your observation can't go there. Your consciousness doesn't go there. Jai Shri Krishna Radhe Radhe. You know, so you're the God in your own life. So when you ask me what's the difference between strong faith and delusion, well, like I said, to believe it is to see it. Glowing Phoenix does not believe in a God. He will never see a God. She will never see a God. You believe in God, and then you see God. That's it. It's about you. It's about your beliefs. Similar to double slit experiment. Exactly. It's the observer effect. The things you're not observing, they don't exist. When I turn off my live, you don't exist. You cease to exist. And that sounds crazy to you. It would to me. If someone there said to me, Pri, you don't exist anymore. Actually, to be honest, it wouldn't be crazy to me, because I understand how life works now. I'm like, yeah, that's true. I don't exist anymore. You are gonna go on about your life. I don't exist. I don't have my own free will. I'm not doing anything. I just don't exist. I'm nothingness. You are the spirit that animates the room. Your observation brings things to life. If I say you are God, can you believe it? Of course I can. I am God. You're all God. You're a reflection of me, therefore you are God. Everything is God. Faith is the starting point for an experience. Exactly. Exactly. Hello, Justin. God is vibration. Yeah, God is a vibration. It's a frequency. Of course, there's a God. The universe is not only working on physics. TJ, you're funny. Yeah, exactly, right? You know what? Science is great, but science can work in tandem with spirituality and spiritual concepts. In fact, spiritual concepts are far more, they're far more ahead of their time than science itself. Science is only catching up to what spiritual knowledge already shared. Osho said we were born with godliness. It's our nature. I still question it. Why do you question it, Deepansh? It's who you are. It's your true nature. He doesn't mean he doesn't mean, like, for example, me. The mind will say, oh, Priya, it's your godliness. But it's not Priya. It's who is Priya. Who is Priya beyond the body? Beyond this identity that you see on this live. Who am I? I'm just a reflection of you. I'm consciousness. Why my heart beats more faster than normal when I see you? I can't understand. I think it's because we're talking about really deep concepts and you understand them and you're like, whoa, this feels true. Hi, welcome, Julianus. Your hair's so beautiful. Thank you so much. She's a goddess. Yeah, get it right. Thank you. Are you somewhere saying that something exists or that it is true? Just because you believe in that deeply, isn't that psychological reason for interaction? Something exists because you believe it's true. Yeah, it's your belief that brings it into being. Let's use another example. If I believe that, because I'm a god, you're a god, so the beliefs that we have, they come true. If I believe I am cursed, I will be cursed. I will see me being cursed everywhere. It's confirmation bias because I believe it. But if I believe something different, I see something different. It's about you. Always focus on your internal world. Your internal world is God, and God is the most important thing. Your internal world is the most important thing. The more you can focus on that, your life will change. Stop trying to reach outside of you. The world is dead. The 3D world is dead. You're looking at the past. What you see in your life is a manifestation of your previous thoughts and emotions and beliefs. Go inwards. She's an angel. Okay, guys, I'm a goddess and an angel, okay? Ma'am, you sound like British and look Indian. By the way, which part of Indian state you hail from? I hail from Punjab. And I live in England, hence the British accent. Yeah, thank you. Hey, I'm Godly. It's about time you joined us. I was always asking myself, who are we teaching? If the audience is still us, if we are those who we are teaching, why are we teaching off? In essence, they already know everything. Ew, damn. Cheese coming in hot. Hot, hot, hot. It's true. Sometimes I ask myself that, you know? Why are you teaching, Priya? Why are you imparting this? It's not your job to heal people, to change people, but my intentions aren't that when I come on here. I do what brings me joy. which is to discuss God, which is satsang, you know. And yeah, because you know, when you're teaching, you're actually learning. You're not just teaching, like that's it, but you're learning more. Like when people ask me questions, I get to learn, I get to go into myself and like bring out different things. But yeah, I completely, it's a paradox, Igor. It's like Robert Adams says, like, you know Robert Adams, right? Robert Adams says, like, why do we even talk? Like, why am I even talking right now, you know? Teaching is part of the game. God is not the most important thing. Indeed, it's your belief. God is the most important thing for me. I like Krishnamurti way, the rational way. I think the end goal is the same, but what's going on with this experiencing godliness? The rational way. I'm not really into the rational way. Do we stop eating when we believe God is everything? No, then why should we just teach? Wow, Weber, jeez. Why should teaching stop? So true. Wow. And you know what you're doing when you're teaching others? You're teaching yourself. You're teaching parts of you. Because everybody is you, right? The world is a mirror of you. So if I teach others, then I'm just teaching different aspects of me, and I'm helping them awaken, because that's what I want. I know I said I don't come in with intentions, but I do have intentions. I have intentions of wanting to awaken people so that they can be sovereign in their own lives, so that they can eradicate suffering. They don't have to suffer anymore, so that they can recognize their godly nature. You made a bad decision by making Vibha. He literally spread hate and talked so much shit once. I guess you forgot because everyone forgot. Oh, I'm godly. Really? He's doing well so far. I'm godly. I appreciate your thank you. No, I appreciate you. God, where can I? Your concepts kind of correlate to Sikhi. Gil, that's because I love Sikhi. Yeah, definitely. I definitely get a lot of knowledge from Sikhi, you know. That's why I really like Sikhi, because Sikhi is very spiritual. It's not based around a man in the sky, you know. It touches the truth, and that's what I felt when I started learning more about it. That's why I'm so drawn to it. But I don't like identify as a religion, because God has no identity. What made you a believer? I bet you weren't the same before. You must be different. Oh yeah, I was very different. What made me a believer? I had enough of suffering. I don't want to suffer anymore. I was suffering so much, and I had created this suffering, and I realized that I created this suffering, and that I can put an end to it. And then I started learning how to put an end to that. And then it's God, you know, God's kirpa, right? With God's will, like God had laid out a path for me, and this was it. To be here to teach. I mean, me 10 years ago, oh my God, you would not want to be learning from me. I probably had nothing to teach you, you know. I was in a different place in my life. So yeah, Geshav, completely different. What is past if so far? What we have been someone, how could we be someone else? All it is to change inside. It's a book reader. Wow, I love that. So what is the past if so far what we have been someone, how we could be someone else totally is to change. So God is unchanging. That God part of you is unchanging. What changes is this personal story. So personal story of Priya was different when she was 20. She had different habits, she had different beliefs, she had different thoughts. Priya, the personal story, the avatar, the vessel that she is now, has a different story. Mind if I ask, what was that breakup? As in, like, was the suffering related to a breakup? No, it was different. Oh. Yeah, I don't know how you got it's okay. You know, I'm godly. Let's take Vibha for who he is today. Um and let's say in the present moment, right? But like I said, I appreciate you for looking out for me. Believing something called subconscious. To see the belief implies any belief or the thing you want. The law of attraction. Is it? I still don't know how the way to how to believe. I believe something. Seeing the belief implies any belief you want. Oh my god. There's like there's like pain in my eye. I don't know why. Yeah. Oh, it feels weird. I don't want to rub it. You should never rub your eyes, by the way. It really affects your cornea. It's not good for you. So I'll just like blink it out. It's your channel, your wills, your wishes. Thank you. I'm godly. Appreciating you as always. You don't know how to believe. I can't tell you how to believe, Dipanch. I believe that you do know. The thing is, you know what? Must you believe anything? When you identify with God, you don't have to have any beliefs. You see beyond all of that. I've seen this many times that when I talk to people, many things come out of me that I hear them for the first time myself, and it's funny that I speak things that I never knew but are just coming out. Exactly. I get that a lot as well. It's kind of like flowing through you, you know, because nothing is ours. Material possessions aren't ours, our thoughts, our emotions aren't ours, our ideas aren't ours. They're just flowing through us. There's only flow, right? There's nothing, because nothingness exists, so it's only just like flowing. It's, you can't hold on to anything. What is it? By the way, are you an umbrella by any chance? No? Maybe. No, I am. I guess I am. I'm everything. Hey, Sangram. I'm gonna be 29 soon. Oh god, I have a question for you. If your shadow is the second most beautiful thing in the world, which is the first? God. Everything is beautiful. Environment influences our beliefs. Sorry, I'm just like sitting here crying. I don't know what it is. Probably wash your eyes out. Sorry, Justin, I didn't see your question. Let me see. Jesus Christ, right? Jesus, what's the question? Jesus Christ, right? What? The entire universe is made by one single thing, that is energy, and that energy is God. So we are God, and we are changing our forms. We are made of the same thing in microscope. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Probably wash your eye with water. Yeah, that's probably like a good idea, but I'm just feeling lazy. Keshav, I'm not crying. My eyes are watering. It's not that I'm sad or emotional. It's not emotionally induced. I don't think it is. Maybe it is. Who knows? I don't know. It kind of just felt like there was like something's like holding my eye. When you say God, do I mean Jesus Christ? No. But if that's what that means to you, then I guess that's what that means to you, right? Well, how about what his name now? Hi Flynn. Seeing God is crying a lot. I'm not crying. Not this time anyway. You can see that I'm seeking deep intimacy inside. Interesting. What makes you say that? And aren't we all? And what kind? What kind? Like to be seen? Maybe. Maybe. Let's argue. No, Justin, I don't want to argue. I don't want to argue. You're right. You're right. You win. Okay. By Jagraj Singh really made me rekindle my relationship with God. Maybe Maharaj bless his soul. Oh, I love that. See, I love it when people come into your life and they help you connect with God, you know. Hopefully I can be that source for some people. Even if it's one, I'm happy for that. I mean, even if not, that's also okay, I guess. Whatever is God's will, right? You use lota for drinking? No, it's not. It's not lota. It's a copper bowl, and copper's really good for you. So They say that if you drink out of copper, it's good for your digestion and your gut. It's like an Indian thing. मैं इंडिया गई सी, इंडिया कहना बंदा भी तो पिया करो, थोड़ी सेहत वधिया रहोगी। मैं किहा चल ठीक है, मैनू दे दे एक, तो ਅਸੀਂ ਲੈ ਲਿਆ। No, you're saying that just to let things be. Come on, let's argue. I don't want to argue because I'm not in. Arguments are egoic. You know, it's me, I'm right, or I'm right, you're wrong. I'm not right and you're not wrong. You're right and I'm right. Yeah, of course I know a Lota. Stop talking, just smile. Wow. Just, wow. I don't know how to take that, I guess. Oh, wow. Dave Rock, why thank you. What a beautiful compliment. Thank you so much. Every day I wake up first thing I think of is hanging around girls, spending bedtime, even though I've tried a million times, different ways, but still strong. I'm afraid to show this world. Every day I wake up, first thing I think of is hanging around girls, spending bedtime. Is it like spending bedtime with women? Even though I have tried a million times, different ways, but still strong. Is there a question in that? You can talk as you wish. Why, thank you, BJ. Hello, Didi, kaise ho aap? Bas, chardi kala, rab di kirpa, tusi dasso. How we both right. Trust me, I'm not egotistic about this. I just want to introduce you to the king. The king has been introduced. The king has shown me the way to my own kingdom, to my own godliness, to my own Christhood that exists within me. You know, I wish not to bow down to anyone outside of me because I know God resides within me and outside of me. So yeah, I respect Jesus, of course. You are in the UK? Yeah. Yeah. I am. I am blessed and highly favored. Thank you. How are you? Thank you, Asad. You ever tried reading the Bible then? I have actually. I had a Bible when I was younger. I read it and it was interesting. A lot of violence. The Bible is meant to be read on a deeper level, you know. It's not meant to just be read on the surface level, like what it says. एक तो दीदी फुल इंग्लिश में बातें करती है, मुझे आती नहीं इंग्लिश। रोस्ट टैग, मुझे लगता है अभी टाइम आ गया अभी आपको इंग्लिश सीखने का। इस बहाने आप इंग्लिश भी सीख जाओगे और हमारी बात भी आप समझ जाएंगे। I was so proud of that Hindi. That Hindi was amazing, right? Yeah, it was. Oh, it's interesting that Chloe Phoenix is gone. Maybe he went to go have an experience of God. Also feel it is kind of sin, but still deep my inside my refuse to change. Is it God saying to be around girls and spend good with them? Okay, interesting. Book reader, it is a distraction from yourself. God wouldn't tell you to just do that. God, it's not God, it's just a yearning inside of you to connect, to want something deeper in life. And you think that it's codependency. You want something outside of you. You've given your power away to something outside of you when the power lies inside of you. You cannot be truly fulfilled and blissful when all you want to do is go spend time with women and sleep with them. I was in Manchester for 2 years and I played casino in Bradford one time and £25,000 for me. Oh, nice. The Rocky were doing pre-A. I learned English because of my crush. Oh, that's sweet. You look like Mamita Biju. Who's this? Can I do a meetup in India? That would be interesting. Would you guys come to who's Mamita Biju? Oh my god. She's so pretty. Would you guys come to Punjab? Maybe I would. I think that would be really cool. I want to do a meetup. I think I will at some point. I'm just trying to figure out where in the world, but I guess I could just do it in different countries. She was, excuse me, God, I was, please, oh wait, what did Hanif say? Hanif, what did you say? What am I answering? I was like, so God, can you give genuine tips to improve my spoken English without fumble? Practice. Keep talking, practice, that's it. That's all I can say. I have lived in the UK. I don't live in India, hence the accent. Hence the English, like this, you know. I don't really get why people try to argue which path faith is better. At the end, it isn't. At the end, isn't the end of the path the same for all? Exactly, Gil. Exactly. The paths are different and the destination is the same. As long as they lead you to God, why do you care? It's like saying, oh, you wore black today, you wore pink today, you wore blue today. Why? Because I wanted to get dressed. That was the point. It's cold, you know, like. You're beautiful. Thank you. Please, please let us know if you'll ever come here. Keshav, I will. Don't worry. Yeah, I'll come and I'll let you guys know. Why do you have a dot on your forehead? This dot on a forehead is a bindi. It is yeah, why not have a dot? Exactly, VJ. Yeah, please explain what it is. I think this is the third time explaining what a bindi is. Yeah, Nova, I answered your comment. So sweet that you're happy about it. Fans be up on February. Wow, oh my god, I'm Godly's already decided when the meetup's gonna happen, yeah? You wanna tell me where? Maybe you can just organize it and I'll just turn up. That'd be cool. Saves me having to do any work. I've been stable in presence for half years now. After that, all my life crashed. Relationships, business, house, everything is a painful process, even in presence. Did you experience this too? I've been stable in presence for half year now. So for half a year now. After that, all my... So yeah, it's interesting because everything goes to hell. Everything goes to shit outside of you. It's because I guess it's testing you. Your faith, because it's the old frequency, pardon me, it's the old frequency playing out. It's your old manifestations playing out. So it's about ignoring that, you know, and trusting that the inner world, your imagination is reality. As long as you stay strong inside, ego, things are good, because that will then come into manifestation for you. Did I experience this too? I mean, I have seen a breakdown of a relationship that I was in. Yeah. Anything else? The thing is, what do you mean, like, in presence? Oh, that was nice. Sorry. It's kind of been happening, I don't know. Would you say, like, are you referring to, like, the start of, like, your self-development journey? Like, what? Are you happy? I'm glad. Good morning, welcome back. It's more than 20th time you answered that question about the third. Right, Jeremy? Oh my god, I need to... I'm Godly's gonna have to write down what a bindi is and what it's for, I think. You're looking like my mother. Wow, interesting. Justin, what was the question you said I didn't answer? I just don't want to, like I said, I don't want to argue about the path. I don't want to argue about which, like, who's the God, who's not the God, you know? If it works for you, if Jesus is the path for you, I love that for you. I'm just so happy you found God. God bless you. And I know that you only want good. You probably want to connect me to God. You want me to connect to you know, the truth, but it's okay. We can't force other people. It's not your job to heal me. I'm taken care of. God gives the hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. Exactly. Exactly. It's true. It's true. It's like a game, right? Like I always compare it to like playing a video game. We want to get to the highest level, and the highest level is always the hardest. And the best players get to the highest level, right? I mean, not the best, but like the most competent. Are you married? How it feels to be married, like from sexual life, if you don't mind answering this. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm not married, so I can't answer that for you. Um, these are really specific questions, book reader. It's interesting. But it's good to be curious, you know? Good for you. Good for you. See you, Geshem. Good luck. I'm sure all is well. Decorated out for Joel, one on the head by many Hindu women. Thank you, I'm godly. Thank you for that. Does anybody have any more questions before we wrap it up? Because my the battery, I guess my phone only allows me 2 hours before it's like sayonara boo. The person mentioning job guru never actually said what job guru means, right? Because I yeah, searched it. Nothing. So if we have no more questions, I know there might be a bit of a lag. I think I will call it a day. I appreciate everybody for turning up. Book reader something I want to be namaste to all of you. God bless you all. Take care. Thank you for joining me as always. And I will see you soon. Goodbye. And thank you to my mods. Bye, Michael. See you.